You could hurt yourself.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all feeling frightfully festive because today's episode is an extra special Halloween treat. We're diving deep into the shadowy corridors, blood-soaked villages, and relentless horrors of one of survival horror's most iconic series. That's right, it's time for our Halloween review of the Resident Evil 2023 remake for PlayStation 4, an atmospheric reimagining of the legendary 2005 classic that set the gold standard for the genre. So grab your green herbs and favourite snacks, settle in, and let's see if this remade nightmare is worth revisiting, or if it's just another shuffling corpse from the past. Resident Evil isn't just a series, it's a phenomenon. Since its debut in 1996, Resident Evil has defined and redefined what it means to be truly terrified by a video game. Over the years, it's given us classic jump scares, unforgettable monsters, and a fair few sleepless nights. With each new entry, Capcom hasn't just pushed the boundaries of horror, they've delighted in smashing them. And here we are, nearly 2 decades after the original Resident Evil 4 burst onto the scene, with a remake that promises to recapture that magic for a new generation, and perhaps recapture the hearts of those of us who played the original by torchlight, hoping our parents wouldn't notice we were up past bedtime. So what makes the 2023 remake such a big deal? Well, not only is it a chance to relive one of the greatest survival horror experiences ever crafted, but it also allows us to see just how far the series and gaming technology has come. With all that in mind, let's get stuck into the details. Right, let's talk release specifics. The Resident Evil 4 remake hit the PlayStation 4 in March 2023, much to the delight of both newcomers and die-hard fans. While many big releases these days seem to pass over the PS4 in favour of next-gen consoles, Capcom made sure this spine-tingling adventure was accessible for players who haven't made the leap to the PS5 just yet. The remake boasts an overhauled engine, improved visuals, and a host of gameplay enhancements designed to bring the scares firmly into the modern era. Booting up the game for the first time, there's an immediate sense of dread and anticipation, the sort that makes your palms sweat before you've even fired your first shot. The title screen alone oozes atmosphere, and it's clear Capcom has gone out of their way to deliver an experience that pays homage to the original whilst carving out its own identity. But is it all just a fresh coat of paint, or something much more substantial? Let's break it down. One of the first things longtime fans will notice is just how much smoother and more intuitive the controls feel. Gone are the tank-like movements and slightly clunky aiming of the PlayStation 2 days. In their place, we have refined controls that make Leon S. Kennedy far more responsive, agile and, dare I say, just a bit cooler than before. The over-the-shoulder perspective remains, but everything from aiming to item management feels far more fluid and satisfying. Combat is an absolute treat. Enemies are more aggressive, unpredictable, and intelligent, reacting to your actions in ways that keep you constantly on your toes. The game encourages you to use your environment, whether you're barricading doors, vaulting over obstacles, or cleverly using explosive barrels to thin the horde. Ammo is still precious, so every encounter has you nervously weighing up whether to fight or flee. Classic Resident Evil tension at its finest. Puzzles, another series staple, have seen a solid upgrade too. While they're rarely brain-breaking, they're clever enough to make you feel smug when you crack them. The remake introduces new environmental challenges and updated puzzles that make returning players think twice, preventing things from feeling stale or overly familiar. Perhaps the biggest improvement over the original is the sense of seamlessness. No more clunky menus interrupting the action, and loading times are practically non-existent on the PS4. The inventory system is intuitive, reminiscent of the beloved attaché case, but with modern quality of life tweaks. It's a brilliant blend of old and new. Now let's talk about the technical wizardry. The 2023 remake is a feast for the senses, even running on the PlayStation 4. The environments are rich with detail, from the mist-drenched forests and decrepit shacks to the nightmarish interiors of ancient castles. Lighting is used to spectacular effect, creating a constant sense of dread and suspense. Shadows flicker across walls, the rain pounds against windows, and every corner feels like it could hide something truly monstrous. Character models are a massive step up from the blocky polygons of yesteryear. Leon, Ashley, and the rest of the cast are rendered with stunning detail, expressive faces, and lifelike animations. The freakish Ganados are more disturbing than ever, bearing grotesque wounds and unpredictable movements. There's a weightiness to combat and exploration that makes every encounter feel dangerous. The soundtrack, too, deserves a mention. Subtle, haunting strings, unsettling ambient noises, and the occasional burst of adrenaline-fueled music perfectly punctuate moments of terror and action. Sound design is top-notch, with every creak, groan, and distant scream ramping up the tension. If you're brave enough to play with headphones, be prepared for the hairs on your neck to stand up. Resident Evil has always walked a fine line between B-movie schlock and genuinely gripping narrative, and the 2023 remake is no exception. The story once again follows Leon S. Kennedy, a former rookie cop now turned government agent, as he's sent to a remote European village to rescue the president's daughter, Ashley Graham. What starts as a straightforward mission quickly spirals into a nightmare involving cultists, bioorganic horrors, and conspiracies galore. What's truly impressive is how the remake fleshes out the world and its characters. Ashley is no longer just a walking liability. She's more relatable, less shrill, and actually helpful in gameplay. Leon's character is given more depth. He's still the quipping action hero, but with more nuance and weariness. Even side characters like Louis Serra and Ada Wong are given more screen time and backstory, making the stakes feel higher and the world more believable. Of course, the horror is as potent as ever. The game's pacing is masterful, alternating between nerve-wracking set pieces, quieter moments of exploration, and sudden, pulse-pounding terror. Whether it's the first chilling encounter with the chainsaw-wielding Dr. Salvador or a desperate sprint through the castle's labyrinthine halls, the narrative keeps you engaged from start to finish. If you're looking for a game to play this Halloween, you could do far worse than diving into Resident Evil 4's remake. The atmosphere is thick with unease, every location dripping in gothic dread and unnerving detail. The sense of isolation is palpable, a lone hero facing impossible odds in a world gone mad. The game is full of unforgettable scares and set pieces that are sure to get your heart racing, whether it's a horde of villagers bearing down on you or the grotesque sight of mutated monstrosities bursting out of the darkness. Part of the game's enduring appeal is its ability to make you both dread and look forward to what's around every corner. The tension never lets up, making it a perfect fit for Halloween marathons, whether you're playing alone or with mates gathered round to offer moral support and well-timed screams. The mix of resource management, exploration, and shootouts means it strikes the right balance between action and psychological horror, a recipe for a cracking Halloween experience. When Resident Evil 4 first launched in 2005, it was nothing short of revolutionary. The over-the-shoulder camera, fast-paced action, and intense enemy AI redefined survival horror and inspired countless imitators. But as much as we love our rose-tinted memories, revisiting the original in 2025 reveals its age, especially in controls, graphics, and pacing. The 2023 remake, thankfully, doesn't just rely on nostalgia. It takes what worked in 2005 and modernizes it for today's audience. The biggest difference is the overall polish. Visuals are sharper, environments grander, and everything just feels more immersive. Controls are tighter, making those frantic battles with chainsaw maniacs and cultists less frustrating and more exhilarating. Story-wise, the remake adds extra depth and relevance to characters and motivations, smoothing over some of the campier aspects of the original script. While the 2005 game had a certain charm, awkward dialogue and all, the remake makes the story feel more urgent and believable without losing its sense of fun. But nostalgia is a powerful thing. There's still something magical about the original's quirky tone, blocky models, and old-school inventory management. For many of us, those awkward controls and cheesy lines are part of the charm. The remake respects that legacy while carving out its own path, ensuring both new players and veterans find plenty to love. After spending hours navigating the chilling environments, fending off grotesque enemies, and soaking in the atmospheric dread, it's clear that the Resident Evil 4 remake on PlayStation 4 delivers a stunning homage to the original, with enough modern polish to stand proudly among today's best horror titles. The revamped mechanics, improved visuals, and haunting audio design make for a gripping experience that both newcomers and veterans can appreciate. So, what's the final verdict? Resident Evil 4. Remake earns a thoroughly well-deserved 9 out of 10. It's a masterful blend of nostalgia and innovation, keeping the spirit of the classic alive while updating it for a new generation. That wraps up our Halloween review. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more spine-tingling content. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you braved the horrors of the remake? Until next time, stay safe, keep your inventory stocked, and remember, it's dangerous to go alone in the dark. Happy Halloween, everyone!